come from the Latin word liber, which means free, possessive, and radical. It's all about thinking freely, being open-minded, tolerant, and not seeking outdated tradition. This way of thinking touches every part of life, like social, cultural, political, economic, educational, and even religious. When it comes to religions, being liberal means believing that tradition should be evolved to keep up with the modern ideas. The movement of liberalism started in the West. It began as a reform to challenge the church's power, limit political authority, and protect human rights. They will work to remove the church's dominance in governance and tax. Over time, liberalism became tightly linked to the ideas of secularism, like a separating religion from politics. In the Islamic world, liberal thinking emerged in the 19th century as a part of modernist movement. Muslims who support this idea believe that Islam needs to adapt to modern time and compete with the advanced Western civilization. They start reinterpreting the Quran and Islamic law to align with the concept like a freedom of religion, human rights, and gender equality.
Next, factors in the development of liberalism among the young generation. In the current context, several key factors contribute to the growing understanding and acceptance of the ideology among young people. The factors driving the development of liberalism can significantly influence to the young generation with negative impact. One of the factors of liberalism among young generation is globalization and technology. Nowadays, the use of technology is growing rapidly and is widespread in various aspects of life. Advances in technology such as internet, smartphone, and social media have transformed the way people communicate, work, and learn. Most secular and liberal organizations use social media to shape young people's perspective. This could mislead teenagers because social media is currently the closest thing to teenagers. Additionally, the nation film industry is now tainted and influenced by liberal thinking as artists are seen losing sensitivity towards the sanctity of religion. For example, the film La Luna, which is currently gaining attention on social media, is accused of subtly insulting Islam and the Malay community due to its liberal element. Not only that, but the film Mentega Terbang is also heavily laden with a liberal agenda promoting apostasy in Malaysia with scenes such as deliberately touching dogs and eating pork, mashallah, which also tastes the passion of Muslim.
Char siu is babi, you know.
I know. Apa?
You can't eat babi, it's haram.
Alah, hari tu kau makan beef okay je. Tu pun haram juga kan? Why can you eat beef but I can't eat
Okay,
pork?
that's different.
How is it different?
It just is, okay?
Next, social and cultural changes will be factors of liberalism. This liberal way of thinking can also influence young people or students who study in the Western countries, which the freedom of socialization and the culture they learn. The emergence of various ideologies in the West has impacted Malay scholars who continue their study in the West and Europe. This group returns to Malaysia carrying the mindset and the culture adopted from the West. Last factors of liberalism among young generation is lack of religious teaching. A person who does not understand the concept of Islam will take things lightly and accept liberal ideologies as a solution. This is because those who lack strong faith in their belief will find liberal ideologies more relevant and applicable in this era. Liberal and secular groups often present arguments and relate them to Islamic belief.
Next is religious liberalism and its implications for Islamic faith among the young generation. Religious liberalism refers to the liberal interpretation of religious teachings, which emphasizes individual freedom and modern values. In the context of Islam, it often involves reinterpreting traditional beliefs and practices to align with contemporary ideas such as human rights, gender equality, and secularism. While this approach is meant to offer a more flexible understanding of religion, it can have serious implications on the fate of young Muslims. For the younger generation, Exposure to liberal ideas through social media, education, and global cultures may lead to confusion or doubt about traditional Islamic teachings. They might question core aspects of Islamic beliefs, like the role of religion in daily life, the authority of religious scholars, and the importance of following religious law strictly. This shift could weaken their connection to the faith and create a gap between their beliefs and the teachings of Islam. The impact of liberalism on young Muslims' Islamic faith can lead to a dilution of religious identity. If they embrace these liberal views without understanding the balance between tradition and modernity, they might face internal conflict. As a result, there could be a decline in religious observance, such as fewer young people attending religious classes or practicing rituals like prayer and fasting. To address this, it is important to provide young Muslims with guidance on how to navigate the challenges of modernity while preserving their religious values. By engaging in discussion about the relevance of Islamic teachings in today's world and encouraging critical thinking, the younger generation can be equipped to make informed decisions about their faith without compromising its core principles.
So you can see that the understanding of liberalism needs to be curbed immediately before this influence spreads more rapidly and permeates a large number of young generation who are the future leaders of the country. So, are there steps we can take to address this issue of liberalism? Yes, there are several steps to address the issue of religious liberalism on Islamic faiths among the young generation. The first step is relating every knowledge based on Al-Quran. Educators in all educational institutions need to relate every piece of knowledge taught to students with guidance from the Quran because that knowledge belongs to the Almighty. The second step is organizing a seminar or forum about the threat of liberalism. Among the efforts that can be undertaken by the authorities in every educational institution is to organize a seminar or forums about the threat of liberalism to raise awareness among students about the dangers of liberalism, which is increasingly spreading its influence to all layers of society, especially the young generation. Next, the last step is establishing small groups like Usrah among students. For your information, Usrah is a group of people who believe in Islam and try to help each other to understand Islam, try to improve knowledge and practice, and avoid immorality and enmity. So, this method can be implemented among students so that the discussions about religions becomes more transparent and can create a feeling to implement the Islamic way of life comprehensively in daily life without any doubts.